Chapter 1 of The Man of the Desert. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Read by Likemanywaters. The Man of the Desert by Grace Livingston Hill. Chapter 1 Prospecting. It was morning, high and clear as Arizona counts weather, and around the little railroad station were gathered a crowd of curious onlookers, 7 Indians, 3 women from nearby shacks, drawn thither by the sight of the great private car that the night express had left on a sidetrack, the usual number of loungers, a swarm of children, besides the station agent who had come out to watch proceedings. All the morning the private car had been an object of deep interest to those who lived within sight, and that was everybody on the plateau. And many and various had been the errands and excuses to go to the station, that perchance the occupants of that car might be seen, or a glimpse of the interior of the moving palace, but the silken curtains had remained drawn until after 9 o'clock. Within the last half hour, however, a change had taken place in the silent, inscrutable car. The curtains had parted here and there, revealing dim, flitting faces, a table spread with a snowy cloth, and flowers in a vase. Wildflowers they were, too, like those that grew along the track, just weeds. Strange that one who could afford a private car cared for weeds in a glass on their dining table, but then perhaps they didn't know. A fat cook with ebony skin and white linen attire had appeared on the rear platform beating eggs and half whistling, half singing. "Be my little baby bumblebee, buzz around, buzz around." He seemed in no wise affected or embarrassed by the natives, who gradually encircled the end of the car, and the audience grew. They could see dimly the table where the inmates of the car were dining. It couldn't be breakfast at that hour, surely. They heard the discussion about horses going on amid laughter and merry conversation, and they gathered that the car was to remain here for the day, at least while some of the party went off on a horseback trip. It was nothing very unusual, of course. Such things occasionally occurred in that region, but not often enough to lose their interest. Besides, to watch the tourists who chanced to stop in their tiny settlement was the only way for them to learn the fashions. Not that all the watchers stood and stared around the car. No, indeed. They made their headquarters around the station platform, from whence they took brief and comprehensive excursions down to the freight station and back, going always on one side of the car and returning by way of the other. Even the station agent felt the importance of the occasion and stood around with all the self-consciousness of an usher at a grand wedding, considering himself master of ceremonies. "Sure, they come from the east last night. Limited dropped 'em. Going down to prospect some mine, I reckon. They ordered horses and an outfit, and Shag Bunce is going with 'em. He got a letter 'bout a week ago tellin' what they wanted of him. Yes, I knowed all about it. He brung the letter to me to cipher out for him. You know, Shag ain't so great at readin' if he is the best judge of a mine anywheres about." Thus the station agent explained in low, thrilling tones, and even the Indians watched and grunted their interest. At 11 o'clock the horses arrived, 4 besides Shag's and the rest of the outfit. The onlookers regarded Shag with the mournful interest due to the undertaker at a funeral. Shag felt it and acted accordingly. He gave short, gruff orders to his men, called attention to straps and buckles that everyone knew were in as perfect order as they could be, criticized the horses and his men, and everyone, even the horses, bore it with perfect composure. They were all showing off and felt the importance of the moment. Presently the car door opened, and Mr. Radcliffe came out on the platform accompanied by his son, a handsome, reckless-looking fellow, his daughter Hazel, and Mr. Hamar, a thick-set, heavy-featured man with dark hair, jaunty black mustache, and handsome black eyes. In the background stood an erect, elderly woman in tailor-made attire with a severe expression, Mr. Radcliffe's elder sister, who was taking the trip with them, expecting to remain in California with her son, and behind her hovered Hazel's maid. These 2 were not to be of the riding party, it appeared. There was a pleasant stir while the horses were brought forward and the riders were mounting. The spectators remained breathlessly unconscious of anything save the scene being enacted before them. Their eyes lingered with special interest on the girl of the party. Miss Radcliffe
Sample complete. Ready to continue?